Good day everyone, I'm Uche Philip Emordi and I'm here to take you on a virtual tour of the Urban Prime 1 estate. Urban Prime 1 estate is located at Abraham Adesanya, along Abraham Adesanya Road, just 2 minutes from the Abraham Adesanya roundabout. So here at Abraham Adesanya Urban Prime 1, we have the buildings that are going on. You can see the builders are already on site, and you can see the amenities in this estate. You can see that the drainage is already here. Everything has already been fixed. You see the roads, interlocked roads, solar powered street lights are already here, and this land is something that you really should invest in. It comes to a C of O title, and it's in a very serene and quiet place where you can either live or have do whatever project you want to do. So here is the Urban Prime 1 estate. Now go back to Ogombo Road. Compare 2020 when that place was a bush. Landwey came, they cleared it. There's Urban Prime 1, Urban Prime 2, Urban Prime 3, then even down into Okwanja side, Lekki Pride 3 that is selling. In fact, at some point, Landwey even stopped selling land and they were only selling houses. It doesn't always look like it. Believe it or not, Landwey was at some point one of the most beloved brands in real estate in Lagos State, the fastest growing and one of the most innovative. And Landwey was the company that I was first introduced to when I came to real estate. They were doing so well and doing so good. The property you just saw was actually my very first inspection in my real estate career. Crazy, right? At Abraham Adesanya. And to see that place transform in just 1 or 2 years to become the madness that they did, it gave everybody, including realtors and consultants, a lot of confidence in the Landwey brand. And when you talk to a lot of people, they cannot seem to conceptualize what time can do. A place that was formerly a bush is now a community, an estate where people are living in. So honor to whom honor is due. But then, when we start to look at the black box of, what probably went wrong in the fact that over the past few years, they've had delivery issues in places like Awoyaya, Ibejileki, Shangotedo, and the likes. So I'll say the very first thing is that I think they dabbled into a lot. And by far, Landwey is the only developer I've made the most videos about in my career. And I think I have a video for every single thing I'm going to speak about Landwey today. I've made a video about some of their projects. Watch this. Wale Aguilera is the owner of Landwey Investment Limited. Wale has been on record saying to Tayo Aino of Tayo Aino Films.
So on that same place from 50 plots, I ended up buying over 600 plots of land. 600? In that same place. And so I started selling. I made a lot of money from that deal.
This is how he started Landwey, and this is how and what he did when he started Landwey. And that process is actually called sponsorship, where you meet the ancestral owners of the land and then you add up your own markup. And he said he made a lot of money from that. And when I went back to their old videos of from the former estates they were doing, estates like Orangeville, estates like Urban Base in different parts of Shangotedo, Ibejileki area, I realized the constant recurrent theme in their banners and their signposts was powered by Landwey. And there is a difference now with what they say, a development by Landwey. And the difference between the two is not a semantic difference. What they had before was a sponsorship agreement where they met the ancestral landowners and they told them, we can help you clear, we can help you fence, we can help you sell. And in exchange, you're giving us a particular parcel or part of your land, sometimes 2 plots per acre. And also, we can add up your markup for the remaining plots that still belong to you. And he said he made a lot of money. They made a lot of money then doing this. And that's not all. They still had projects in Abuja like the Hockley. They had projects on the mainland like Avalon for sure. They even had a project in Eco Atlantic that, I don't know, hasn't seen the light of the day yet. This is a project. Landwey did a lot in Shangotedo with their Westwood, and their Westwood was massively successful. And after a while, they also had an extension the Westwood extension, and people massively subscribed to it. And at some point when it was going off the market, it entered the market. The landed properties entered the market at 15 million naira and left the market at 20 million naira. Landwey did Walton Gates. It was in the whole Shango-Tedo Lekki axis, and Walton Gates was a very, very, very extensive, hugely massive property, and there were buildings for sale. I think they were getting the whole vibe of their Lavadia apartments and Lavadia houses, how it's going to look. It was very, very, very wonderful architecture that they were doing in Walton Gate. And I think at some point everything does shock. Walton Gate just basically dropped off the map. It also shocks me a bit because it is literally at Ogombo Road. We have the Orangeville estate was at Ogombo Road that their urban prime is now. And I don't know what is the status of Orangeville now. Landwey had 2 prime properties in Abuja GRA just beside Chevron Cooperatives property. They had Abuja GRA, they had the Eastern Amber, and then they had the Arium Estate. They had the Eastern Amber and they had the Arium Estate. Eastern Amber and Arium Estate. Eastern Amber was a very, very wonderful idea, and it was just really, really a kind of the recreational outdoor facilities already. It was plans for a swimming pool. It was plans for so many things that was going to be at Eastern Amber, and Arium Estate was just close by Eastern Amber RA. So also back to Bogije, Landwey had a very, very special property in Bogije, which was the Northville Estate. The Northville Estate, it was a very low-key property because all that we saw then was just a gatehouse, a very minimal gatehouse. Not much was done in the gatehouse. So Landwey also had the Southern Greens Estate in Lafiaji, Lekki, and I think this estate was at Lekki Scheme 2.
This is the first estate from ShopRite and from the junction along Monastery Road. It's called the Terra Gardens by Landwey. Available at 3-bedroom terraces and 4-bedroom semi-detached houses starting from 72 to 73 million naira. So we're going to go inside to see a show unit and to see the land and to see the space that you'll be getting here. Follow me, let's go.
So recently, the company announced that they were going to be building a 28-floor skyline called the Audacity in Eco Atlantic. And Landwey, how they are all about big projects. They partnered with the team at Eco Atlantic, and I assume it could have, removed some zeros from their account. And the proposed tower is going to sit on a 3,500 square meters land space. And Landwey will be operating within the commercial, retail, and residential property segments, and also provide real estate advisory services. And this is going to be a mixed development. And Wale, the chief executive officer, said that the project is going to be an architectural masterpiece, and it will feature tastefully finished beachfront residences and penthouses. Also, it will have commercial spaces, multi-level parking, designated elevators, personalized concierge services, all executed with best-in-class construction procedures and standards.
So you just ask, what actually went wrong? So the first thing I'll say is this: for true investors in real estate, I'm not talking about your mom and pop or just buy one house or 2 houses. For the actual red blood real estate investors, it is addictive, and you just want to keep buying stuff. You just want to keep doing projects. And after the successful urban prime, very, very successful, they had to do 4: phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, phase 4. Probably they started to bite more than they can chew, especially with off-plan, which is the second one. Don't mess with off-plan projects. If you do not have all of the funding and all of the planning scenarios for off-plan projects, maybe don't mess with it. And I think that also was a major issue. And again, I think another lesson from that is stick with what you're good at. A client contacted me last year, and we're trying to work with Isimi Lagos by Landwey, trying to get them something there. And I was speaking with one of the sales people, and I was telling her this is literally the issue with Landwey, and this is the issue that clients have with Landwey. And they talk about your bad projects, and she said, to be fair, they actually want to now stick with what they are good at. And Landwey is good at flipping. It was always land, site and services that they were selling. Just because they had a very, very successful project, it was Urban Prime, didn't mean that they had to now put all of their energy. Because the honest truth is that all of the flops and all of the bad experiences are from these off-plan projects. For somebody like Ned Okonkwo of Kennedy Okonkwo of Citadel, they have Citadel, Ned Comox. Those guys are good at building mini estates, courts, and that's where the expertise is at. So as an investor, you need to first of all start from the beginning and know where you're good at. Some people are good at buy to rent, some people are good at flipping, some people are good at development, large scale development. Know where you're good at and kind of stick to it. You can borrow other strategies every now and again, but you have your moats. And the reason why I'm talking about it is that, first of all, the two ways. I'm not just going to be the person and give Landwey all of the blame, because I'm in the industry as well, and I'll probably develop in the future, and there are issues that you can never ever envisage. So I'm going about it from also a place of, first of all, empathy for this person's business, but then there's also the point of the people that are actually affected. Until now, their due date of delivery has been postponed and been postponed. They are human beings. Some of people, like, it's literally their last savings, and they have no recourse rather than to just wait. So, I mean, it's not easy for any side, but the truth of the matter is that we could learn lessons from it. Right now, Isimi is thriving. I believe Isimi is a success, and it will keep on being a success because they have all of the marketing thing, on lock. They have the monthly events that they have, everything that is there. That has always been their strength, and I think it's what they should stick to. But anyways, thank you so much for watching. This is the Ownahome TV show. What do you think? Kindly like, kindly share, kindly subscribe. If you want a property in Lagos or Abuja, contact us to get started on your journey. Thank you very much for watching. See you at the very next video. Bye bye.